Good morning. It's Sam McDonough, IFBB Bikini Pro, and today we have a bunch of shows to recap. And one of the shows is a Canada show that I didn't even see on the list. Like, I was not paying attention. So if anyone was like, oh, and I have life updates. So if anyone was like, why didn't you preview the CPA natural show that was happening, Sam? What about that? Well, my answer is I didn't know about it, and that was my bad, and I sincerely apologize. And there was only one competitor too, I noticed. So I guess I didn't miss that much, but that stinks. So I assume she'll still get a Ben Weider qualification for the Ben Weider Pro at the end of the year. Because I have emailed them before, which I think I've told you, where I emailed, I was like, okay, if there's 5 people or if there's less than 5 people in a pro show, then will someone still qualify for the Ben Weider? Because the rule is usually there has to be at least 5 people. And they emailed back and there was something like, if it's a pro show and someone wins, they are going to be qualified. And I was like, okay. It's okay. Answered. Question answered. So I assume she will be there. But before we get into anything, I have some, drum roll. I have some life updates. Okay, here are my life updates. Let me check my list. Okay, number 1, cleaning update. We're in the midst of it. This is going to be used for some of my arts and crafts. And then there's stuff on my couch because the person who I'm just like keeping anonymous, not that anyone's going to know who it is, she told me that I'm not allowed to put clothes on the floor because the floor, we don't know when it's been vacuumed. She was like, did you just vacuum it? And I was like, no. And then she says, then things aren't going on the floor. And then she vacuums the floor and she's like, see, this is why things don't go on the floor. So yeah, and I would say we do vacuum, but honestly, that's a low-key and overstatement because we don't vacuum nearly often enough. So that's my B. Okay, so that's update number 1. Cleaning is going well. Lots of organization going on. Okay, we're in the decluttering phase. She says there's decluttering, and then there's organization, and then there's deep cleaning. So that's where we're at. We're in the organization phase. We're working on we're going room by room. Anyway, okay. That's it. That's the cleaning update. Okay. Next on the list, I start school tomorrow. Baby's first day at grad school. And then next on the list, my posing client, who I've been working with for like a year or more at this point, she just crushed out our show. And I am so proud. And I will leave her anonymous. Maybe she will comment. But either way, I'm just so happy for her. She did so great. She looked the best she's ever looked. And I just couldn't be happier. I'm still over the moon. So when I was at the bachelorette party over the weekend, she and I were in pretty constant contact. I was just like really nosy about how everything was going. And she just did so great and I'm so happy. Okay, next update. My mom has tasked me with finding a dress for her for my sister's wedding. So I'm looking up sequin dress because she gave me very specific instructions and she said, oh my God. Okay, we actually have an update from my mom. Live update. I don't have a cue card for that. She says, okay, here's what she said. Sam, you need to find me a sparkling sequined dress for Sinead's wedding. That's your job and your strength. Love you. So that's my job and my strength. That's what I'm going to be doing. And then she just texted me now and said, Dad wants to see me to pick out Dad's wedding outfit. Okay, looks like my boyfriend and I are going to team up on this. It is our strength, and we are going to find my dad an outfit. Okay, so that's the update. So I got to text her back. Hey, big mama. We accept. That's what I'll say. And Chance looks so precious. That's my parents' dog, Chance. And my mom sent me a picture of the dog at her friend's pool. So here's Miss Chance. I love her. I got her I met her the night that my high school boyfriend broke up with me. And she changed our lives. Okay. And then the final update, if anyone cares, is we had the bachelorette party. So here are some pictures. Here's me and my sister and me, future Real Housewife. We're eating at one of the Vanderpump restaurants, Pinky's. So here we are. This was a picture of the skeleton lighting crew because our friend Kelly is holding up the light. And then we have me and one of my BFFs, Kelly, reunited after almost 3 years. And then my sis, she's so cute. Eat That Kitty, if you're familiar with Love Island. I'm not really, but my sister is a big fan. There she is. And then there I am. I am a posing coach, but I have no clue how to pose for regular photos. here I am. The standout is how freaking adorable my shoes are. And then here I am. I did learn how to pose. This is my go-to pose for all important event photos. This is how it would be on my sister's wedding, except my hands are going to be up against my sister and her boyf. So that's it. And then I also walked in on my boyfriend watching one of my videos, and I took a picture because it was cute, but then he really hammed it up. He was not actually acting like this. I swear I walked in, he was just watching it, and I thought it was funny. So that's it, you guys. And now I'm going to trash these photos. Okay, so let's get into our show recap. How do I not have a cue card for that? Okay, let's start with Texas, because Texas, I'm back to being myself. Texas was, that was an exciting show, you guys. Okay, so how did it shake out? Brittany Gillespie won! Congratulations! Okay, it feels like it's been forever since I made a video, so I am kind of lost. Okay, Brittany Gillespie won the show. I am thrilled for her. As you know, I'm a big Brittany Gillespie fan. We've been rooting for her all season, and man, did she win an awesome show. She beat Jordan placed 9th at the Olympia last year. So it's like a major deal. So it just happens that these things kind of end up just working out the way they're supposed to, I guess. Where Brittany even went to like Columbia to do a show and didn't get that win, but then she comes back to Texas, which is like historically a big show. Like it's a big deal with heavy hitters who come out like Jordan. And Kate's already qualified. Taylor's already qualified. Anna Setlack not qualified, but she's been to the Olympia before. Jody, same thing. Had not qualified, but been to the Olympia before. So, like, it's really exciting that Brittany won this show. It must have been a major confidence boost, and now she can, like, take a break if that's what she wants to do, and I'm just absolutely over the moon. So, it was Brittany, Jordan, 2nd place, 3rd, Anna, 4th, Kate, 5th, Taylor, 6th, Jody. So what do I think when I look at these pictures? I open my eyes. Oh, I do have a cue card for this. Okay, I open my eyes and I pretend, these aren't even in order, so I don't know why. I do this. But anyway, I open my eyes and, okay, here's the one that will be backwards for you guys. Judge Jr. Here I am. Open my eyes, I open them, and I pretend I am a judge, and I'm looking for people's flaws on flawless physiques, and then I look, and what do I see? Okay, so my predictions for this show were, what were my predictions for the show? So I predicted that Jordan would win, Kate would be 2nd, Masa would be 3rd, Taylor 4th, Brittany 5th, Anna 6th, Jody 7th. So I was 1 off for Jody, and I was 1 off for Taylor, and I was 1 off for Jordan. So I was pretty close. I mean, as far as like people in the top 6, but I wasn't that close. Actually, so the only person I didn't have in the top 6 was, I had all these people in my top 7. Yeah, except for Amasa. So anyway, what do I think about this? So I think the front pose, Brittany has it in my eyes, but it is tight between her and Jordan because Jordan's shape is just so freaking beautiful. The only thing that's missing for Jordan in the front pose to me is hamstring. I see only quad, and I don't really see much hamstring here. I love Jordan's suit, love her hair, love her makeup. Tan looks great. Everyone looks great. Like, I think everyone really brought it with their presentation, so I don't have anything negative to say about that. I think Kate, I like this suit, but I think something a little poppier would be better. I love that Brittany wore green. I love a green suit. But Brittany just looks the most complete to me. She looks very balanced from top to bottom. Kate looks just a little bit forced in her front pose, like she's posing kind of hard to get this shape, but I love Kate's look. Taylor, she looks great. I think Brittany is just the most eye-catching and balanced. I think Taylor, actually, I said something about her makeup. I think her makeup could be a little more glam, and we'll look more at that when we get into her individual photos. But yeah, I think Anna, I don't love this suit. I think it's just like has too black of a base that we want something poppier, like a red, more like what Taylor's wearing, I think would look better on Anna, especially to soften up her physique. She comes in on the harder side. And yeah. So I think Kate is just a little outsized by the other people on stage, doesn't have as much upper outer glute as Brittany and Jordan and a lot of people in this call out. Taylor isn't in the center, so it's hard to say. But yeah, I think Kate's balance is spot on and her conditioning is spot on, but she just doesn't have as much size as the people who were ahead of her. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then Anna, she looks great. I think just a little bit harder, and she's just a little more up and down, like we've talked about before. Her front pose is really good. I do like this front pose on her, and I think the back pose is kind of the determining pose for like the top people in this show. So let me get into that. But yeah, as far as like the top two, I think it's pretty tight in the front pose with Brittany edging out Jordan just because I see more shape in the leg because I get more hamstring, which shows more balance in muscularity across the entire leg. Whereas Jordan, I'm seeing glute, quad, and not really any hamstring sweep. So yeah, that's why I have Brittany winning. I think she also looks very polished. She just looks incredible. And then Kate missing a little upper outer glute. Taylor, she's on the side, so it's hard for me to gauge how she looks compared to these people in first and second. But yeah, I mean, their shapes are just crazy. They look really good. Kate has really great shape too, but again, it just looks like the pose is a little bit more forced, and what she needs is just a little bit more density, specifically in these glutes. And Tyler said the same thing in his recap that he just put out. So you can go to NBC News Online's YouTube channel and watch that recap there. So now for this back pose, I would actually have Kate edging out. I think Anna brought it better with her fullness in her hamstrings. I think that's really good. I do still think the glutes are overpowering to the hamstrings. So from the back pose alone, I would have Brittany, Kate, Jordan, Anna. I might even have Jordan in the fourth place spot. Like with it. Hard to say, actually. Yeah, Jordan. I mean, Jordan looks great. The issue Jordan just has typically is that she looks a little bit soft where the glute connects to the hamstring. Like this area just looks a little bit squishy. She has an incredible shape, incredible stage presence, and like her presentation is always on point, but that's the only hindrance to her physique in general. And I think having a little bit more hamstring development and a little more glute density would help her so that her conditioning looks balanced from top to bottom, front to back. Right now, there's a mismatch in conditioning. The upper body is more conditioned than the lower body, which makes the lower body stand out even more in a negative way. It's still a great shape. Everything is there. She just needs to be a little bit tighter, and I believe that's even what she said her feedback was. And that's going to be no issue for Jordan, like, to start placing, like, to get a win. Because she's still not qualified for the Olympia. But yeah, she just placed 9th at the Olympia. She's consistently in the top 12 over the past like 4 years in the Olympia, maybe even 5 years. So she will get her qualification. She's competing again this weekend. So I'll do a preview probably tomorrow or Friday or something. Or tomorrow's Wednesday. No, today's Wednesday. So tomorrow or Friday, things are just hectic with me starting school tomorrow. But yeah, I will get a preview out, and that's the issue with Jordan just generally. Now, I am kind of struggling, not in a shady way, to remember when the last time Jordan I want to see how tight she does get her glutes when she is getting 9th at the Olympia. That's something I wanted to look into, because even at the Olympia, the density isn't as much as some of the other competitors. Her back pose is not usually the strongest in a show, and that's no shade. That's just like, that's just what I think. Yeah, I would like to see a little more density in the glutes and in the hamstrings, so that way we get a more definitive shape. Even when she placed 9th at the Olympia, it looks a little bit blurred. I wasn't there in person at any of the shows she's competed at, though, so I could absolutely be wrong. And I think she did the right thing softening up to this level for the Olympia, because from what I remember, at Clash, she looked really, really tight. And that won her the show. So here she was at Clash, fully in her back pose. Yeah, maybe memory is not serving me. I don't know. Whenever there's a line with this tan too, that always throws me off on any competitor, not just Jordan. So yeah, I think regardless, more density in the glutes and the hamstrings. This is obviously an older picture, but I think the same for the show that I am recapping right now. But it's obviously she obviously has the shapes there. She needs to be a little tighter, and she knows that. But she looked absolutely stunning. It was so great to see her back on stage. I'm a big fan. And then back pose, I think Brittany has it. This is honestly even a little bit softer than I typically love to see Brittany, but it's really good and it won her the show, and it compares really well against Jordan, who is a little bit on the softer side, and who got second. So yeah, Brittany, I think this is an incredible look for her. And yeah, what's my favorite look of hers so far? I always love Hawaii, the way she looks in Hawaii. And then there's another show that I really loved this year. Was it Gomesia? It might have been Texas. Yeah, I don't know. She just always looks, Indy, I thought she looked really good, just a little too tight. She has a very impressive physique at all times. And I'm just thrilled to see her get this win. Now, in the back pose, I would probably have Kate in third, Taylor in fourth. The reason being that Taylor slopes off in the glutes a little bit on the upper outer. She just needs more density there, and Tyler said that in his recap. Anna, the glutes are super full. She looks great. I just think the glutes overpower the hamstrings a little bit. So yeah, that's how I would have it in this back pose. Now, to get into them one by one, yeah, I think Brittany just looks absolutely phenomenal. I would like to see her a little bit tighter here just generally, but I think bring what you need to bring to do better at the Olympia this year. Last year, I believe she got second to last or last callouts. So I would just anything to get her higher up in those callouts. And if she has beat someone who beat a few people who are qualified for the Olympia, the highest ranking being 9th place, Jordan, if she can beat her here, then she can beat her at the Olympia. And if Jordan looks better than she did at the Olympia last year, and she got in the top 10. So could Brittany surpass her? I'm not sure. The one flaw with Brittany presentation-wise is always the way she looks down when she is getting into her back pose. That really irks me because it's an otherwise very polished and confident presentation, but that totally diminishes the confidence. So I would love to see her start just like going from peek over the shoulder to turning her head and just stepping into her back pose instead of like peek over the shoulder, dropping her head, making sure her feet are in the right place, and then looking up. That's a problem for me. But that's all I have to say. Tan hair, makeup, suit look absolutely stunning. I love the straight hair on her. However she does her hair, I think looks good, and it never is really covering her glutes, so that's fine. Her glutes do look a little bit sloped down, probably because she poses on this side, so she's tighter there, which means she's tighter on this side, and then more loose here because that hip drops back down a little bit. So yeah, if she could just even that out, and maybe this isn't even a fully posed, no, it definitely is. So yeah, that's the only thing I think. And then with Jordan, same things I already said. I would just like to see more hamstring. This kind of just a straight line. And she's a taller competitor, so you need more density to look as full as everyone else. Her glutes do look denser in this solo shot, so they're definitely denser than they were at the Olympia last year, so thrilled to see that. I would also like to see her straighten her arms a little bit so I don't see the bracelets, and I think that would give her better taper into the waist. Not that she really needs any help there. I saw yesterday she posted that her waist is 21.5 inches. Go off, bitch. That's amazing. But it would just further make those proportions even crazier. So that's what I would like to see. Straightening those arms a little bit so I don't see the bracelets and so we see more taper into the waist. Some people, it does make their waist look bigger if they have a low lat insertion. Hers, hard to tell how, I mean, it's right there, but is that low? Yeah, it is kind of low, which isn't a bad thing. But if you are flexing your lats where your arms are straighter, that makes your lat poke out more, and which shows a taper. But if the insert really low, it looks like the insert right here, that can make the waist look thicker in the back pose. So it just depends. I would like to see it. Is it the right thing to do? I wouldn't know until I saw it. Okay, and then in third place we have Anna. I think this is Anna's best look this year. My feedback is the same that it's been all year, which is just more size in the hamstring, so she's not so overpowering in the glutes, but this conditioning is really beautiful. Same commentary about the suit that I said earlier. And then the hair, I think it's just a little much. I think it's a little too long. Hers can be longer, like touching the top of her suit bottom, just not obscuring it. And the reason being, she's so straight up and down that it can make her waist look wide from the back if her waist is not obscured. So yeah, she can obscure the back, but don't obscure the suit bottoms. Not that it really hurts her with like making her glutes look smaller. Her glutes are gigantic. So yeah, looks great. And then we have in fourth place, Kate. I think Kate looks absolutely phenomenal. Betsy, I know you think Kate looks phenomenal too. What I would like to see from her is pulling the suit bottoms up in the front, down in the back, so we get more of that like almost a whale tail type shape here to really shape the glutes. She has a lot of shape to her glutes, but I think it would just further enhance the look, like the overall presentation. Hair looks good. I do always worry that the hair is a little bit too bright for stage. And then same posing issue that Brittany's having, except for it's happening in Kate's upper body where this shoulder is hiked up, this one is not. I would like both arms to look like this arm. Yeah, that's what I think. Or yeah, that's what I think. Conditioning looks really good. Yeah, just more density to the glutes, like Tyler said in his video. She is flowing out those quads quite a bit. I don't think it's awful. I think it works. I would just like to see the suit bottom change and then decide. Oh, wrong person. Okay, and then Taylor looked phenomenal. The makeup just looked a little bit washed out, so that's why I would like to see the makeup change. But I mean, the pose, I love the pose, except for I would bring the arm in tighter to the frame. Tyler also said that he loves the pose. So yeah, I think she could also pull the suit bottoms up in the front, down in the back, so we get more of that shape like I was just talking about with Kate. And then long term, more density to the upper outer glute. But I think if she adjusts her suit bottoms, that would help just a little bit in the meantime, because obviously she doesn't have time to put on muscle between now and the Olympia, because it's like 8 weeks away. Hair, I think, could be a little bit more glam as well. Just a little more, like, amped up. But Taylor looks awesome. So that's our top 5. So congratulations, everyone. I'm so excited for Brittany, and just good luck at the Olympia. That's all I have to say. And then let's get into Tahoe. So let's start with, they didn't have comparison photos for Tahoe, and they don't even have full front and back post photos for Tahoe. So we're just going to go one by one. It ended up being, and let me pull up the scorecard. Okay, so this is Tahoe. So yeah, perfect score there. Savannah won like I hoped. And then let me see what the score was for Texas. Okay. Because I don't remember if it was tight. Let me double check. Okay, results. Okay, so go to results. So go to IFBB.com and then click on results and then scroll down until you see Texas, which is where? Here it is. Okay. I scrolled past it. So you guys are probably going, gray. Okay. So there's a lot of division, so I will do it this way. Okay. So yeah, perfect score at Texas too. Okay. So with Tahoe, it went Savannah, Hannah, Naomi Jordan, Fatu, and Emmy Schwartz. So Emmy, pro debut after winning the overall NPC Nationals. Congratulations. Got 5th place. That's freaking amazing. So in Tahoe, I had Savannah, Fatu, Nikki, Naomi, Lisa, Emmy. So of the top 5, I got Savannah, Fatu, right? Yeah. And I got Savannah and Fatu. That's it. So I didn't even look at how some of these other people looked. I am curious about how Nikki looked. Okay, so not fully posed. Back pose, I guess. That's too bad. Okay, and then front pose. I like this front pose a lot on her. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, and then let's also look at Lisa, because I'm curious about how Lisa looked. Glutes look full, hamstrings look pretty tight. Yeah, just glutes are overpowering the legs. And we don't have fully posed front pose, so that's unfortunate. Okay. So, congratulations to Savannah. I predicted she'd win, so I'm thrilled that she did, because I think her physique has just looked so good this year, and it's a shame that she has not been placing better. But like with Brittany, it just worked out the way it needed to with her, so that's great. I still feel the same way about the purple suit. I'm not obsessed with it. I also would like the top to have more coverage. So yeah, more coverage from the top. I think it exposes a lot of skin. So yeah, I think it exposes a little bit too much boob, really. But shape looks amazing, super full, conditioning is spot on. I would like her to pull, the suit bottoms do look like they're up high enough. I just don't like how it just rounds here. I really love to see that V, because it just shapes the glutes. I just think it's the most flattering. So yeah, the hair I think could be brushed through. Makeup looks really pretty. Hair could also have a little more volume, but physique is on point. I have nothing to say about the physique. Long term, I think it's a little more hamstrings, a little more glute density, but a short term, I think she crushed it. So I'm thrilled for her. Let's pull up a front pose of the second place, Hannah, next to her. So I think Hannah also looked great, looked super full. I think Savannah had her in roundness and shape in the glute in the front pose. And I think Hannah could be a little bit fuller in the shoulders. Waist looks super tight. She looks great. Really happy to see Hannah doing this well. Hair, I think, looks really pretty. She is covering this back shoulder, which I think hurts her a little bit. I don't think you need to do that unless your shoulders are overpowering. So I just don't think it's necessary, but I think she looks great. And maybe it wasn't even like that comparisons. I just couldn't tell you because there were not comparisons posted. So that's what I think about the front poses. And then back poses, I think, okay, where is our girl? Oh, Hana must not have had a back pose. So yeah, that's all I have to say there. So we're just gonna have to go by people one by one like this. Okay, Naomi, I think she also didn't have a back pose. Yeah, because that's Emmy's back pose. So Naomi, I think her front pose, she could just open up her shoulders a little bit more. It also looks like she's tilting forward. So if she could just turn this shoulder a little bit more at the judges, that would help. Overall shape, I think her waist looks really tight. And this is the first show she's done since she went pro, I believe. So yeah, she looks great because I think, yeah, this is her pro debut. Yeah, okay, no back pose for Hana. Pro debut, yeah, Junior USA. So I think she could open up in her front pose a little bit more. There was no back pose for me to show you. Yeah, I think a little more fullness in the shoulders. So could she just pump more? Or does she need to put on tissue? I'm not sure. I think the suit color is really pretty and the tan looks like it looks great too. And then we have in fourth place Fatu. So yeah, it's just becoming increasingly apparent that what she needs is more density in her upper body with the way she's been placing. I don't know. I just don't know if she can achieve the fullness needed without putting on more tissue. So what is her fate this year? I have no idea. I would probably go back to the drawing board or whatever. And sorry, I have like an itch in my eye. I would just put on more size in the upper body. The lower body, I think, is there. It's just the upper body looks skinny compared to the lower body, especially with how tight she is at this specific show. Part of that is like all the shadows at this show not helping. But yeah, I think the suit is pretty. I prefer that turquoisey suit she wears, but she's trying different things, so that's fine. And then Emmy, she looks phenomenal. She looks incredible. She just looks great. I think more fullness everywhere, specifically to the hamstrings and the glutes, but congratulations, fifth place of your pro debut is awesome. That's just so exciting. I'm very happy for her. Hair, makeup, suit all look great too. And then let's see, is there anyone else at Tahoe? Yeah, Emmy beat someone who's going to the Olympia. Like, she beat Lisa, so that's very, very cool. Let's see how Trisha looked, because I was curious about how Trisha looked or would look. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, just needs a little more density. She's someone I've been talking about because I think she has nice balance. More density. She looks a little bit hard, but it's her first season in a while. So I think just putting on a little more tissue, and good luck to you. Okay, and let's get into who is this show? Oh, yeah, okay. We have Tokyo. So, who did I predict for Tokyo? Okay, that's Canada, who only had one person. And let's go to NBC's website and see if they posted photos for this contest. Okay. Florida State, Midwest Naturals. No. Okay, so Canada photos have not yet been posted. Okay, my dogs are going crazy downstairs. Okay, Canada photos haven't been posted, and that's fine. Okay, so what was I looking at? Okay, Tokyo. So for Tokyo, I predicted that it was going to be Sally, Sarah. All right. Isn't that what I said? Okay. I said Sally, Sarah, CU. I was wrong there. And then I said Alessia in fourth, but she ended up getting fifth. And I said Amanda in fifth. And where did Amanda place? Amanda. Okay. I may just have to do this. Amanda Lee. Okay, she just didn't place at this show. So, yeah, let's look at our top 5. So, the comparison photos are very skewed and they're just not at the right angle, so I didn't pull those up. So, in first place, we have Sally Ann. Wow, she just looks so good. I love her look. I would love to see her get in the top 15 at the Olympia. I think something that would help her stand out more is if she brought her feet in a little closer. They're a little bit too wide. I would like them to be like right here, or just not angle her toes out as much. So I would bring them each in an inch on each side and not angle them out. She doesn't really need this quad sweep showing, but the shape to her legs is just gorgeous. Her calves match the rest of her physique. She's very bubbly. Hair and makeup look gorgeous. I am just obsessed. I love the suit too. Waist looks super tight. She looks very full. She could bring this arm in tighter. Almost looks like she's like sticking her arm out. Yeah, so it's like diminishing her shoulder. So she has brought that in tighter. I think that would help. And maybe she did. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, it's closer, but she's now like kind of teacupping her arm. So yeah, I'm obsessed with this look. I totally see the possibility of her placing in the top 15 at the Olympia. I think she has an incredible standout look. So I'm just over the moon for her. And then her back pose is stunning. Like everything matches. She's balanced top to bottom, front to back. Like I have nothing negative to say. She looks awesome. And let's compare her next to Sarah. So Sarah has been at the Olympia more than once, I think, and great taper. I think she doesn't need to flare her lat as much. I think it's almost overpowering her low body, but yeah, she looks really good, really tight in the waist. I think it's pretty clear that Sally wins this. Hair, makeup, suit, I think are very pretty. So I would relax this front pose a little bit and angle her waist away a little bit more like how Sally's is, because she's a little too straight on in the waist. And I think Sally has her on upper outer glute. And then as far as their back poses go, I think that Sally's beats Sarah's, and I think Sarah could bring her hands in so we don't see her hands or her bracelets, so could bring them in tighter. So same thing, it's just her upper body is a little overposed. I think the fullness, the conditioning looks spot on everywhere, but I think Sally's glutes just have more projection and density, and it is more in line with Bikini. Sarah is pretty balanced with her muscularity, but she's overposing her upper body, which makes her lower body look smaller, I think. And then in third place, we have Raina. Is that true? Is this Raina? Yeah, Raina. Okay, so Raina looks awesome. I love the red suit, and I think, okay. So I think that she's doing the same thing as Sarah. Upper body's a little overposed. Glute is not as prominent. So I think they are pretty evenly matched in their front poses, and Sally is the clear winner. She looks incredible, though. It's really just a matter of relaxing her upper body a little bit and probably cranking her hip around more to get more shape to this upper outer glute and arching her low back more to get shape to the upper outer glute. But her back pose, glutes look really full. Everything looks full. I think she looks really great. And then in fourth place, we have Alessia. Oh, no. Alessia got fifth. Okay. So Alessia got fifth. Let me pull up Jackie, or Vicky. So Vicky, I think, also could do the same thing with her arms, bring them in. Vicky's shape is absolutely incredible. She was at the Olympia last year. The only reason I didn't put her in my top 5 is because I think her hamstrings, like her legs, are a little bit undersized, but her glutes make up for a lot. So not surprised to see her in this fourth place position at all. I think she could also bring her arm in tighter and then drop this hand down on the waist more so she doesn't look like so poppy and like accentuated in the upper body with lower body being played down. I think she could relax her arms a little bit and she would look more balanced from top to bottom. And then Alessia, I think this is yet again one of Alessia's best looks. I think Alessia looks really beautiful, could bring the arm in tighter to her frame. I love the suit color. I love the hair and the makeup. I think she looks fantastic. Her glutes always pop like this. I think she's just a little bit tighter here, and her shape just isn't quite what the people ahead of her were. So yeah, congrats to Alessia, looking so good. And then we have the Midwest show, which I didn't bring up the photos for individually because I ran out of room on the bottom of my screen. So let's look here. Get rid of the, well, I have to leave that up because I have to get my mom or help my mom find a dress. So, okay. Who did I have in first place? I only predicted the top 3, and I was happy to see Kathy back, so I said Kathy, Katie, Stephanie, and it ended up being Stephanie, Kathy, Corinne. So yeah, let's look. So comparisons, here we go. So there were only 5 people, so it's easy to do this. Okay, so Stephanie, she's right here, she won. And who was in second? Oh, Kathy was in second. And then third place was, who's Corinne? I don't know Corinne. Okay, this is Corinne. Okay, so third place here. So I think that Stephanie has the most pop in this back pose. Really full in the glutes. I think Kathy's suit cut is hurting her. It's like almost pointy, and I think she could, it just needs more coverage. So cover right here, because it almost is up so high, it reads as like diapery thong kind of. So yeah, that's what I think she could do there. Hair looks great. And I think Stephanie has her in the back pose. Yeah. That's what I think there. And then, oh yeah, how close was this? Okay, so it was it was pretty close between Kathy and Corinne for second and third place. It was a 1 point difference. So let's look at Stephanie. So in Stephanie's front pose, she yeah, she looks fuller than she ever has, so that's really good. Waist looks tight, ratios are there. Hair and makeup look good. Makeup looks a little bit harsh maybe with the white under the eyebrow, but it could just be the photos. These are pretty harsh photos. But yeah, looks fuller than she ever has, so I think that is probably what won her the show. Because her shape is looking really good. And then back pose, yeah, I think she's just the fullest. Like, this is great, great, great. Pop to the glutes. She looks awesome. And then we have Kathy in our second place position. So this was Kathy's first show back after saying she was going to retire. So I'm really happy they brought out this Natural League. So Kathy won the overall NPC Universe in 2023, I think. Definitely won the overall at that show, but I can't remember if it was 22 or 3. I think it was 23. But I love the suit. Hair, makeup look gorgeous. I think her shape is really good. I think this shape is even a little bit better than Stephanie. I think the back pose, specifically the suit cut her. And she just doesn't have as much fullness in the glutes as Stephanie. So, yeah. And could be a little bit tighter here in this tie-in. But, yeah, do you see what I mean? Just how it goes up too high. Like, her glute stops right here, but we're seeing the low back. And then, looking at third place, we have, who it was tight between the two of them, we have Corinne. And Corinne has great abs. I think Corinne could improve this front pose. She just looks a little bit straight on and kind of narrow up and down. So kick this foot out further. Don't let that heel touch the ground. Like, pop that so you're on your toe. And, yeah, turn the waist away. Yeah. And then in the not third. I was going to the third page. In her back pose, I think similar conditioning to Kathy. I think it was pretty clear that Kathy was getting second over Corinne, but it was tight. So in person, it must have been different. So those are all the shows for this weekend. And that just happened. And then this weekend, when I do my preview video, what do we have? Okay, pro contest banners. Okay, so this weekend we have Linda Murray. We have Masters show. We have Mexican Grand Battle. Those are our 2 shows. So my prediction I'll go over it, but I think Raina's going to win this show. I'm excited about that. And excited to see Priscilla Vega compete again. She's the one who got second in the overall at the Arnold Amateur this year, and I really like her physique. And then Bikini, this one, it's kind of up in the air. So we will just see. I will do a video on it. But Naomi just got third. Jordan just got second. So I think it's going to be between one of those 2 people. So, yeah, have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.